What's up, Closer Nation? You know, my man, what I say is Jonathan Erario, I believe is his name,
yes.
Right? Did I get that right? Okay.
You got it right.
So I'm going to share a little story about you because I got some, somebody kind of asked me a question, kind of giving me advice, giving me a topic to talk about, and I figure actually the guy's dead on. So, hey, guys, y'all can hear me talking in here. Please be quiet. I got these kids yakking all the kids these days, right? I sound like a freaking bitter old man. What the hell's wrong with me? I'm growing up into a curmudgeon over here. We're just some little kids. Anyway, so here's the thing. Jonathan writes me a message. He says, you know, there's one thing that you should talk about, and that's saving money at a young age, because the 65-year-old, my 65-year-old self wants money as well as my 35-year-old self. And I thought about that for a minute, and I save money, right? I have money saved up in the account, but I know saving money doesn't do anybody any good. Nobody's ever saved their way into being a millionaire. Now, I shouldn't say that. People have saved their way into being a millionaire, and they've lived like a pauper for 40 years to get there. And it doesn't make sense. You don't have to do life that way. You don't have to clip coupons like Robert Kiyosaki says, never mind the kids. Robert Kiyosaki says, go halfway across town, use a coupon for pork butts so you can save 50% or 50 cents. Like, you don't have to do that all your life to become a millionaire. And really and truthfully, if you save all your life to become a millionaire, you became a millionaire probably the hardest freaking way possible. Right? Instead, here's what I propose to you. A couple of things. Yes, the 65-year-old Ryan wants to have money as well. And I know I'm not going to get there by saving money. So I put a little bit back in my retirement plan, and that's my savings. And I think I can put a maximum of like $26,000 a year or something like that is the most that you can put back. And that's my savings. You know, every 4 years I got 100 grand that I'm saving. Hooray, right? Not everybody's in that financial position, but when you think about the amount of money that I'm always talking about earning, my company will do multiple millions of dollars this year in sales, right? So $26,000 isn't really that much when you come to think about it, right? What I do is I invest my money. Right now I'm buying houses, I'm buying trailer park, I own a personal development coaching company that has nothing to do with me. I just partnered up on a roofing and AC company. I'm in the process of looking for and buying car washes. Like, I'm diversifying my portfolio because saving money doesn't do me any good, right? Saving money is just money sitting there, just chilling out, smoking cigarettes, waiting on to be deployed, right? Like, it doesn't do us any good at all, right? But that money that's invested, that money's out there working, right? It's swinging an axe. If I invest that money in this trailer park out in South Carolina that we're picking up, that trailer park's bringing me a 20% cap rate, right? So I've got money coming in from the money that I invested. The $115,000 that I just invested in a house in Florida, that thing's gonna bring me back $60,000 within the next 90 days, right? I'm putting my money to work. Instead of having my money sit there on cigarette break, just saving, hanging out, man, just waiting for the day you might need us, Ryan, right? Instead, what I've done is I've given them a hammer and a screwdriver, and I've gone out there and I've said, fix this shit and turn it into something, right? And so that's what I recommend you do. And here's what that's allowed me to do. Because here's the sad part. Yes, your 65-year-old self wants to enjoy money, but if you save all your life and don't enjoy life, and then you get 65 and you're a millionaire, here's the bad part. 65-year-old dudes aren't in great shape, right? For the most part, right? 65-year-old dudes that got back aches and hip replacement, arthritis in their knee and shit like that. You can't enjoy the beach when you're 65 years old and you're walking around. And listen, hot chicks like the one that's holding the camera right now, shining this thing on me, right? Like, you can't go to the beach and pick them up at 65 years old. Even if you're worth millions, there might be a dude that's 35 worth millions that'll scoop them up. You see what I'm saying? You can't really enjoy life at 65, but you can enjoy life at 35. That's like your prime, right? I say that because I'm 36, so I feel like 35 is my prime, right? But that's your prime. And guess what? At 35, I can still have a decent body, right? I've still got the energy. My back doesn't hurt. I'm not arthritic in my knees, right? I'm not on 50 different prescription pills. I don't have glasses. I haven't had to have 15 different surgeries. And all those things may happen to me in the future, right? But right now, I get to enjoy life. And why not take money, invest money, and spend the money that I have right now? Because guess what? I'd rather be broke at 65 living on Medicaid when nobody wanted to have sex with me anyway, right? Than be 35 and saving up and broke and then get to 65 and realize I fucked off the best part of my life, right? So think about that for a second. Oftentimes people tell you, you gotta save your money, that way you have money when you get old. Dude, the government's gonna give you a couple grand a month, and when you're old, you don't need Rolexes, you don't need all that shit, right? You're just waiting to die. You're fucking old, right? And I'm sorry for all the old people watching this. I'm not there yet. My vision may change back then in the future. But right now, I'm like, man, we might as well enjoy it while you have it. I'm looking at getting another supercar right now so that I've got a cool thing for me and Amy to go out on a date night. We just got a house. But like I said, I'm also putting my money to work for me. I signed up for an affiliate program that's paying me enough money to be able to afford the supercar that I'm not telling you which one yet. It's coming. You'll see. I'm definitely going to share it with you once I get my hands on it next month. But like I'm doing these things to put things in place to where my money is invested over here, and that investment's bringing out enough money for me to buy a race car. Right? And it's the same thing. We started investing in different ventures before we moved here into the penthouse, and allowed us to have this outrageous rent that we pay here, but other affiliate programs allowed us to pay for this. Right? So, but what if I'd have saved money till I'm 65 and then I arrive in this building? I can't go get drunk at the bar downstairs and act like a normal human being at 65 years old. People look at you, they're like, you fucking know better, dude. You know better, right? But I get to act a fool around here at 35. They're like, he's in his prime. He's probably chasing everything, right? Like, think about these things. At 65, you know better. At 35, they're like, dude's having fun, right? He knows a little bit better, but like, I can't say that I blame him, right? Like, if you're a 65-year-old dude driving a Ferrari, right, people look at you and you're like, oh, midlife crisis. If you're a 35-year-old driving a Ferrari, they're like, dude, that guy must have an awesome job, right? Like, let's just think about that. So it doesn't make sense to live your entire life in poverty, right, even though you're making money and saving money and everything else, when you're screwing off the prime of your life. Right now, I know salesmen everywhere are rejoicing right now. They're like, hell yeah, I knew it. I was going to buy that shit anyway, right? And old people are going, dude, but I wish I had money. Yeah, but don't you wish you would have had money when you were younger and you could enjoy it better, right? Those of you that are 65, like all joking aside, don't you wish you would have enjoyed life a little bit better when you were in your 20s, 30s, and 40s? And don't you wish you'd have spent a little bit of that money that you might have saved as opposed to trying to live on it when you're 60? At least you could have enjoyed it, right? It's different to get on an airplane for 14 hours and fly to Dubai or something like that when you're 65. You get out of the airplane seat and you're like this shit, right? And it's different when you're my age. I can still endure that and not have to worry about, taking my insulin shots or whatever the hell you got to do when you get old, right? And I'm not knocking old people here. I love old people, right? Old person. But the thing is, that's my Bill Clinton impression right there. So, but I like old people, right? I always have, right? But here's the thing. I'm going to be an old person one of these days, right? But here's the thing. I'd rather enjoy life right now, and I'd rather make the most of what I've got. And listen, you can say, well, hey, Ryan, what if we don't make millions of dollars? What if we make $50,000 a year? Well, A, work harder. What the hell are you doing with your life? Let's just be honest there. If you're making $50,000 right now, unless you're in a profession where you chose that, such as like teaching or something, some policeman, fireman, some noble operation that you chose to do that in lieu of money, right? If you're out there in sales, you make $50,000, work harder, man. Buy my training. Buy somebody's training. Get a mentor. Get a coach, because, dude, 50 grand ain't going to last you very long. You can't live a baller lifestyle in sales on 50 grand. If you make 100 grand, you might say, I make 10 grand a month, but at the same time, I got bills, this, that, and the other. Man, put $500 a month back. You'll find 500 bucks, right? Put 500 bucks back. You look back at the end of the year, you got 5 grand. It only cost me $12,000 to invest in this trailer park. Right? There's opportunities out there you have to start looking for, but you can't have your money sitting around in the savings account on smoke break just waiting for you to call it into action, right? What you've got to have is you've got to give your money tools. That way your money can hit the marketplace and go to work for you. And then when you make money, right, like I learned this from Robert Kiyosaki, right, when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's like, hey, you find something that makes you, like, you find something you want. Another, like, I want a fast car, right? I want, like, other than the Maserati that we already have, right? That's our luxury car. I want a fast car, like stupid fast. And so, because of that, I know that that's going to cost me, roughly $2,500 or so a month to be able to buy that car, right? To be able to actually lease that car. So what I did was I started a new affiliate venture, started selling it, made money from that venture, right? I invested in something, created it, made money from that venture that'll pay for me to have that car. And guess what? You might say, well, you could be investing $3 grand a month into the business. Well, I invested into that business so it returns so I can get what I want. And guess what? I'd rather be the guy driving the cool race car and everything at this age than the guy that looks like he's washed up or whatever. And that's not always the case, right? My neighbor's probably 60 or 65 and he has 4 or 5 exotic cars and he looks like a very refined guy, but most of us, like, I wouldn't be able to pull that off with tattoos and shit when I'm 65. Who are we kidding? They'd be like, that guy. Yeah. He's probably screwed up about 10 different, anyway. So the good news is you can enjoy your money now, right? You have my permission, right? But maybe consult your financial advisor, because I have no license. Like, I barely got a driver's license, just so we know here, right? So I don't have any financial license, but that's my opinion on it. And I appreciate the, what did we say his name was?
Oh, Jonathan
Thanks, Jonathan, for the good topic to talk about today, man. Appreciate that. Later, close.